Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 51 of Direwolf20's FTB Revelations Let's Play series, where today we have a little problem. A little bit of Thaumcrafty side effects. I guess I was not as clean and efficient as I had hoped to be. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't look that bad in terms of the whole... I guess it used up a lot of flux to create that little troublemaker. Oh yeah, he is gonna be trouble. I've learned something new. Yay! So hey, we've got a Flux event here. Oh yeah, he hurts. Yep, definitely some bad things happening. Let's see what the book has to say. Man, it's been a while since I played with these. I don't even know what to do with it. Monitoring the strange buildup of magical energy in the aura, it seems to form a dirty V that I've named Flux. I now know what these purple puffs are. I occasionally see when I'm being careless. I'm not exactly sure what the negative effects will cause. Well, we have a pretty good idea. Yeah. Good times. So let's do. All right. Addendum 1. Note to self. Do not let the flux build. It is bad. Very, very bad. If flux builds high enough, it seems to cause a tear in the very fabric of magic itself. The flux escapes through this tear, but usually raw chaotic magic spills through into our world, causing all manner of calamity. I should be a lot more careful of causing flux in future. In fact, I should start looking into ways to neutralize flux. Correctamundo. So that is flux rifts. As I suspected, these tears are holes in reality itself. The chaotic energies that flow from them is extremely dangerous, and I should find a way to close these rifts as soon as possible. My observations of the rift itself has revealed some interesting things, however. The rifts actually seem to feed on flux. The more flux there is in the environment, the larger they grow. They also grow more unstable over time, but eventually this instability causes a burst of pure chaotic energy. This energy can take many forms and is seldom a good thing. Fortunately, they regain some stability when this happens. The severity of the chaos burst depends on the size of the rift. Even though I can't close them yet, maybe I can find some way of keeping them stable. Alright, I kind of like the positioning of this. I love these flux rifts. Like, they are so cool looking. They are literally the coolest. So let's see. There should be some kind of research somewhere about closing flux rifts. I'm trying to remember exactly where that might be. Because I'd love to research my way right down that path. Right down that there path of closing flux rifts. I have to remember how to do it, because I have no idea. No idea. Oh, new Galamancy stuff added. Okay. Let me figure out which research I need to do to deal with this, and we'll be right back. Ah, there we go. I had to scan V crystals in the world. That got me going. And then we want one of each V crystal. What if I just zip right in here? Should have everything. Cool. And that unlocks crystal farming, which is cool. Okay. Which we might play with, because I don't think I've ever done that, to be fair. And that would be neat, right? And then I think I have to unlock the battery. There we go. Nice. And then up here we've got closing flux rifts and flux cleanup. Sweet. So flux cleanup, I may have made a mess of things. I've allowed flux to build up in the aura, and now I need to get rid of it fast. Fortunately, the answer might be found in one of the unique properties of flux. Technically, flux is just dirty V, but what sets it apart is the fact that it can easily transform and form from a form of energy into physical matter. This makes it dangerous, as it can spawn taint and other forms of nastiness, but maybe it also can be coaxed into safer forms. So I need all these theories, which I have, and then a file of Vitium Essentia, which I think I might have. That's Precantio? There's Vitium. Sweet. Alright, and that gets me the flux condenser and the flux condenser lattice. So that helps clean up flux when it's in the environment, right? So we're going to want to play with this a little bit, but first I want to look at closing that rift, because that is the real problem. We don't have a lot of flux in the environment right now. It's actually pretty clean, probably from that rift. As I recall, I think the rifts eat flux. Isn't that right? Pretty sure that's the case. So there's a little bit of flux to clean up, but first we want to close that rift. So let's look at that. I need to find a way of closing these flux rifts before they go too large and unstable. Alright. I've studied the chaotic energies that form these flux rifts and have made an interesting discovery. The rifts themselves are inherently unstable. In theory, they will close naturally should they become unstable enough. But The laws of our reality make that highly unlikely. Instead, their unstable energy is usually released in smaller bursts. That is probably a good thing. The amount of energy that will be released should a fully unstable rift collapse would be catastrophic. I think I've worked out a way to trigger that collapse without the rift needing to be fully unstable. In short, I plan on blowing them up. No normal explosive will do. I need an explosive that sends its destructive energies into more than 3 normal dimensions. To this end, I have designed an explosive I have named the Causality Collapser. This pulsing red sphere needs to be thrown as close to the rift as possible. In theory, it will break down the chaotic energies holding the rift together. Unfortunately, my calculations suggest that while collapsing, the rift will release large amounts of unstable primal energy. The more unstable the rift, the more chaotic this release will be. I should try to make the rift as stable as possible before detonating the explosive. All right, so we're going to need these things, right? So the Causality Collapser is what we're going to want. All right, so I'm going to add that to the to-do list of things. Let's also see if there's anything else around here that would be cool to know. Because isn't there like a rift stabilizer or something like that? I've been poking at a few researches just to see if anything new unlocks. Let's see, crossbow, automated crossbow, arcane bore, those are cool things. V power generator, arcane bellows, arcane grappler, thaumic dioptra. Where is perhaps the stabilizer, the rift stabilizer? All right, so crafting up a handful of things here, like these 2 things here, V resonators. And then we also need a morphic resonator, which is going to be some rare earths and some brass plates, huh? Good, we have some of those. And what else was it? Glass panes? Yeah. Glass panes. Not too shabby. Can I have 1, 2 of those maybe? That should be enough, I hope. Now, the other thing I'm a little bit worried about is stability. So let's lay out what this is going to do, right? So TNT is going in the middle, and then we're going to have a morphic resonator. We're going to have the V resonator, and then we're going to have redstone, and we're going to have alumentum. Whoops. Not part of the plan. Did not know you could throw alumentum like that. Okay. Today I learned a new thing. All right, not too shabby, right? That's the layout, but that's going to be very unstable. So how can we stabilize this thing just a little bit? I did research infusion stabilization. I've put together something I'm calling, appropriately enough, a stabilizer. The core of the stabilizer is made from a block of redstone. Is this an infusion recipe? Because I'm sure it is. No, it's an arcane workbench recipe. Okay, cool. That has been bombarded by V. As a result, it has become an instability magnet of sorts. Unstable magical energy is drawn to it and discharged as flux. While not ideal, flux is easier to manage than losing expensive crafting ingredients. While stabilizers provide a fair amount of stability to the infusion process when placed near the altar, they have a much more important function. When discharges occur that would normally knock items off their pedestals or even destroy them, the discharge can instead be redirected to the stabilizer and absorbed. Unfortunately, the stabilizer needs a little help to perform this function. Pedestals you wish to protect needs to be connected to the stabilizer via redstone inlay. Cool. This is placed much like normal redstone and even has similar limits as redstone. For example, the protective charge created by the stabilizer cannot reach more than 15 blocks. Pedestals themselves act as a redstone inlay and will propagate the protective charge. A properly connected pedestal will have runes appear at its base. When an instability discharge hits a protected pedestal, the discharge will travel along the inlay and towards the nearest stabilizer and discharge there instead. This temporarily weakens the stabilizer, and the protective charge will be reduced till the stabilizer has had a chance to discharge the unstable energy as flux. I may wish to use multiple stabilizers to prevent overloading a single one and leaving some pedestals temporarily unprotected. It should be noted that redstone inlay provide a small amount of stability themselves, so I should take care to keep their placement properly balanced. Well, that's kind of cool. So long story short, it sounds like, and this is different from what I've seen in the past. I don't recognize this setup at all. But it sounds like you place one of these dudes. Wow, that is a large V cost. Holy cow. Do I have 250 V in the aura at the moment? I have 167. Well, let's get ourselves a V doohickey. Workbench charger. You, sir. You need one of those. 2 great wood planks and 2 iron ingots. And 200 V, as a matter of fact. We're going to have to take you somewhere where there's 200 V. Because the V in this chunk is a little tiny. Oh, this is much better. Okay, so I want another quartz and another iron plate, and some great wood. Actually, another iron and an iron plate, right? Oh, good. Headaches are always ideal. Okay, so that makes that, and then the V doohickey, what's it called again? Workbench charger. Really? 250? I thought it was 200. Yeah, it should be 200. And didn't we see that in this chunk we had enough? Oh, hello. It doesn't like me. Let's find a chunk with some naturally occurring V going on. This feels pretty good. There we go. Okay, do I have everything in my inventory? Good. Alright, to home we go. Because I want to sleep through this rainstorm. Fair enough. And then what I'm going to do is try out this V stabilizer thing, because it sounds cool. Because I totally want to stabilize this, this setup. So with the workbench charger on top of this thing, boop, he has now access to all the V in the surrounding chunks in addition to his own chunk, which is awesome. So with that said, we want a stabilizer, right? And we also want some of these redstone inlays, which is redstone and gold. Wow, we have a lot of gold ingots, don't we? That is, remember how much trouble we had making gold ingots in the past? Yeah, that was a good time. So let's get a little bit of U, right? And then some stabilizers is going to need arcane stone and slabs. Okay. And then complex arcane mechanisms and V resonators. I'm going to go with 2 of these for now, I think. Does that sound fair? I think so. So I wanted another one of these, which is going to need 3 more of these, which is going to be more of that brass stuff. Alchemical brass was not too hard to make. Okay, how are you on the blue stuffs? Actually, not so great. Flint, I want to say. Hoping I have a jar for you. We have 2 Terra jars, don't we? Would you look at that? There you go, Chief. Okay. Much better. Now isn't that cool? He says as he makes a giant mess of the environment. Oh my goodness, that's actually a lot of flux. That's not a smart move, Direwolf. Come on now. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, Direwolf? Come on, bro. Not a good move at all. That's alright. I will probably regret it later. I should throw augments in here. I upgraded the thing, I just didn't throw augments in. And because I always put augments in when I upgrade, I'm going to do it now, because if I don't, I will forget, and I will literally never do it. Okay, so with you ready to go, right? So that gets that. We're going to want sticks. You guys can probably go away, and we're going to want glass panes, so that I can make more of these. No iron plates, okay. I made like a stack of these a minute ago, so that's cool. Now you also need fire and thaumium plates. Okay, cool. Good, I have more Thaumcrafty fire crystals. Let's put away things we don't need right now. Because my inventory, as usual, is a little bit of a mess. We have a couple thaumium plates. Let's get more. Should really get these on an autocraft at some point. But you know me. Okay, so then you guys need pistons. Times 3. That's cool. And then I should be able to get 1. I need another V resonator. Let's get 2 of these for now. I'm curious to see how well that works out. And if we need, like, more, we can always get more. Right? It shouldn't be too big a deal, I would think. So what I'm thinking is... this one can sit here. This one can sit here. Now, it said that pedestals themselves... Huh, that's interesting. I thought redstone inlays worked like redstone. Huh. Thought it said redstone inlays worked like redstone. Oh, that's not good. I don't know what that was, but it didn't look good. Didn't it say redstone inlays work like redstone? Oh, hello, yes. Let me guess, you don't like being placed on top of construction blocks for some reason. Construction blocks are solid blocks. Why wouldn't you like construction blocks? Huh. Oh, would you look at that? Why you no like my construction blocks, Thaumcraft? We're gonna have to figure that one out. Hey, that's kind of cool. And yeah, look at that. There's runes on the bottom. That's nifty. All right. So, like, that connects to there, connects to that. That's pretty cool. That is really super spiffy. And look, it's nice and balanced, right? What I'm gonna have to figure out is probably to replace this floor with some kind of real block. Maybe like just oak wood or something like that. But yeah, for now this should be fine just to get me going. So, ooh, very stable. I like that. I like the sounds of very stable. And isn't it true that putting like heads around it might help? I don't know if Enderman head counts. Now what's that? Very stable. I think that helps, right? Try not to use too many heads just because, like, you know, I don't have that many. Well, that's obviously not an ideal situation to be in. Okay. Flux phage, huh? Not cool. All right, so very stable. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, don't forget, hold on. I never even looked at what do we need for 50 alienus and 50 vitium. So it's ender pearls and nether wart, right? Yeah, we don't have quite enough. 50? That would be 32. Let's do half a stack. And alienus, we might have some laying around here somewhere. Maybe. That would be 160 alienus. We could do that. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, that's right. You're alchemia. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you have nowhere to put that stuff. So let's get another jar. We're going to need wood, slab, really need to get around to organizing and labeling and all that good stuff, but, you know. Stuff and things always getting in the way. There goes Alienus. Draining it out nice and quick. 246. Nice. All right, nice and clean. All right, so 143 and that, and then what do we got by way of our flux situation? Oh, not so bad. I'm guessing it stabilized itself, or maybe you ate it. He might have eaten it. He look bigger to you guys? A little bit. I think the swirls around it means he's unstable, which is, you know, obviously not a good thing. All right, very stable. Let's do the thing. Caster's Gauntlet, go. 0 to 1.6 loss per cycle. It's currently very stable. Oh man, we might be really stable. Oh, it's flickering between stable and very stable, which is, you know, still pretty stable, so that's awesome. Considering this is a pretty unstable recipe, I think it said. Right? Didn't it say this was unstable? Very high instability. We did pretty good, guys. Not too shabby. So let's go toss this into the rift and see if it, you know, collapses it. Hooray! I've gained temporary warp. And I got void seeds, thank you very much. And I got void seeds. Thank you very much. Awesome. How great is that, huh? What is that noise? Do I even want to know what that noise is? I really don't. Okay. Hey, we collapsed the rift. And we got void seeds, which we can scan. I've learned something new. And we gained some warp, and we had a good time. That was a nice little Thaumcrafty adventure that I hadn't planned on today. Was not at all prepared for that, but it was still fun. All right, how do we make out? Book. Hello, book. Have we still yet to unlock any void research? That's kind of a bummer. I guess I need more warp. Let's get the thing that shows me my warp situation. Oh, weakness too? Really? Okay. What's that warp thing? The sanity checker? Yeah. 3 brass nuggets, mirror glass, 2 brains. And that is Quicksilver and Vial. Quicksilver. We've got some of that. Cool. Couple brains. 3 gold nuggets. Boop. And sanity checker, go. Cool, so I need one of you. Oh, brass nuggets. Haha, okay. Brass nuggets. There you are, sir. How's my sanity doing? Not bad. We've got... There's 3 different types of warp. I don't super remember what they all are. There's like permanent and like other. Where's that sanity checker? I thought it was around here somewhere. So we closed the rifts. We should look into that flux cleanup stuff. I think if I get more warp, I might unlock further aspects of Thaumcraft. Pretty sure that's the case. Now, should we look at the flux cleanup stuff? Maybe. So I've managed to find a way to turn pure flux in the aura into flux essentia. Flux essentia is hardly benign, but it is much easier to handle than raw flux. Unfortunately, the process is not simple, cheap, or fast. I have drawn up plans for a flux condenser. When supplied with lots of essentia, it can draw flux from the aura and force it to become essentia itself. Every point of flux drawn from the aura will require 5 or more essentia and some time. The type of essentia does not matter as long as I do not use flux essentia. That would be bad. Essentia can be piped into the sides of the condenser, and the resulting flux essentia can be drained from the bottom. Cool. The condenser is not all that is needed. I need a special lattice that will actually draw the flux from the aura. The lattice pieces can be connected to the top of the condenser and each other to form a multi-block structure. The more pieces I connect, the quicker the condenser can draw flux from the aura. It does, however, increase the essentia cost. The lattice cannot be attached any old way, however, and there's some rules about how the lattice connection goes. I can use a resonator on the condenser itself to measure the thing. Okay, so let's get what we need here for this thing. So we're going to need flux condenser, flux lattice. So flux condenser, blah, and flux condenser lattice. And then we also need the essentia resonator, right? So it's going to be 4 iron plates and quartz. And that'll tell me how things are going. Cool. And then for the flux condenser, I might have most of what we need here. A couple planks and a tube. Do we have tubes laying around? I thought I made a couple tubes. Essentia tube. Quicksilver and brass nugget. I thought I had essentia tubes. Didn't I make tubes for something? I had a tube over here, so I must have more laying around. Where'd they go? What did I do with the tubes? That doesn't make any sense. They craft 8 at a time, so there must be essentia tubes. Did I just, like, trash them? Because I'm like, I don't need these anymore. Because I'm a genius like that? Nope, for some reason they're in here. Okay, don't know how or why, but that happened. Right? And then 2 wood planks. And there's your flux condenser. Yay! Which, for some reason, I don't have the stuff to make. Oh, I need more air crystals. Okay. Do we have more air crystals? Oh, good, we do. Boop and boop. 475V. Wow, that's a lot. Flux condenser, though. Hooray. Yeah. Oh, you're a new thing. Learn something new. Okay. So with that made, then we need flux condenser lattice, which are thaumium plates and essentia filters and a bunch of quartz. Right? So essentia filters are gold and wood. I may have some of those. Nope. So wood, silver wood planks, and gold, right? So I'm going to want like a few of these. So let's get 6 of them sound good? I hope so, because that's what I'm going with. We'll go with 6 condenser lattices, right? So that needs 12 thaumium plates. I believe that to be the case. So there's the first 3. We're going to need more thaumium plates, so that means more iron. How bad of a deal would it be to get some iron here? You need Procantio, which we have a little bit of, and Terra, which we should have plenty of. Yeah. Now, usually for Procantio, I go with some Salus Mundus. Just let a little bit more cook out there. There you are, buddy. Love me that time in a bottle. And I assume you guys do as well. So that should be 3 more of those, and I'll call that good. Yeah, I'll call that good. So flux condenser lattice, huh? So what are the rules of this thing? So we need pipes, and we need jars, and we need other things, right? But remember, basically the layout it said in the book was as follows. Essentia can be piped into the sides of the condenser, and the resulting flux essentia can be drained from the bottom, right? So what I think I'm going to do is pop this dude here, and we will drain into a jar. Maybe a void jar. That probably is a bad idea, though, right? Do I have more glass panes? And then what's the environment looking like at the moment? Yeah, there's definitely some. Okay. Now the Essentia goes into the sides, it said, right? So like, let's use something we have like a ton of and we never really need, which is Herba. We always have enough Herba, right? Now, the rules of the lattice are as follows. Where's that lattice rule structure? The lattice blocks must be attached to the top of the condenser, and all the connected lattice pieces must be above the condenser itself. I can attach many lattice blocks together, but any lattice pieces further than 8 blocks from the condenser will automatically detach. It is theoretically possible to pack a large amount of lattice pieces into this 8-block range, but the benefit of lattice piece provides is reduced for each other lattice piece it is connected to. It may appear that a single unbroken line of lattices would be the best configuration, but occasionally the filter in a lattice piece becomes clogged and unusable. All lattice pieces after the clogged one will no longer aid the conversion speed, though they will still add to the cost. The filter can be replaced by clicking on the clogged lattice piece with a fresh one. To determine the cost of the conversion rate of a condenser multi-block, I can simply use a resonator on the condenser itself. Okay. So what if we did something like that? That's cool looking, right? Boop. Suction 128 untyped. Cost 6 Essentia, 547 ticks. Sweet. So we currently have, and let's see, F3G. Good, you are kind of in a... Good. Okay. So we have 48 flux here. Right? And these guys will eventually get clogged, and that's okay. Well, we're getting some of this. Hey, 47. Nice. I think it's working. That's cool. So basically, like, the more pieces of lattice we put on here, the higher the cost and the lower the time. Is that about right? I think that's about right. I think that's about right. Yeah, look, it just went from 46, and then we have Vitium in the jar. Nice. 3. Sweet. All right. So that's a good way to help clean up the flux a little bit. Now, how bad is this chunk? Not bad, 32. And remember, flux kind of spreads itself around. So just from the perspective of looks cool in the structure that we have, this thing is good here. But boy, are you using a lot of this stuff. Boy, are you using a lot of Herba. That is just a lot of stuff. Huh. Cool. Oh well. We'll let it cook, and then we'll kind of go from there. I think that's good. You know, we could always do, like, you know, a little something to help with more Herba production, but I don't know. For now, though, 20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Learned about dealing with Flux, and hey, look at that. All of a sudden, level 24 Astral. Nice. Should look into doing some more Astral perks. Maybe next episode. For now, take it easy.